Welcome in, everybody. Kash and Matty Talkin Golf. This is Matt Smith. I'm Steve Cashel, back for a new edition of our podcast. And Matt, I'm going to start with this. Back on December 30th, one Tiger Woods turned 50 years of age. And I thought that was kind of earth-shattering. Tiger at 50, really? It got past me. What'd you think?
I'd agree.
He made it.
I'd agree. It hit my Instagram, and it was a little surprising. One of those like, oh wow,
Can you
already
believe he's 50?
Steve, tell us this. We want to share one or two things on Tiger here today to celebrate, Mr. Woods hitting 50. But tell us give us a Tiger memory. Something that not just something, but perhaps a favorite moment from watching Tiger over the years. Does anything stand out to you?
Well, his first Masters win, 97, really jumps out at me. And when he was at Cog Hill, winning the Western Open, and all those fans just came onto the 18th fairway, which was very unusual at the time. And a PGA Tour event, especially one at Cog Hill. They usually control the crowds, and they didn't need to. The fans were just great, following Tiger all the way to the 18th green. Those things stand out with me. And then coming back and winning the Masters again when everyone thought he was done. So a lot of Tiger moments out there, but 15 major championships. Do you have a favorite Tiger memory?
Yeah, something really similar. 2018 at East Lake. I don't think we've even had the chance to chat on this, but this was when Tiger won just before 2019 Masters. Mm-hmm. I was fortunate enough to get down to that tournament, the Tour Championship at East Lake that year.
Nice.
You mentioned Cog Hill, fans walking up 18. With one of my best friends from school, Indiana, a friend of mine who lives
I could picture it on NBC. All the fans were allowed.
In that.
Yep.
I was in that madness out at East Lake. So that's something I'll never forget. And then, yes, to then back it up with the 2019 Masters win. Those are the two top in my book.
Well, he just went through a back surgery. We'll see if Tiger's going to compete on the PGA Champions Tour. And we continue to cheer good things for Tiger. What we're going to do on this show is talk a little bit about the 2026 PGA show coming to the Orlando area, Orange County Convention Center. Matt has never been. I haven't been for a while, so we're both going this year to kind of promote this podcast and meet some people and integrate with the 30,000 people that are going to be at the PGA Show 2026 in Orlando. We're also going to talk a little fantasy golf in this podcast, and then we're going to bring on a special guest, Gary Shastal, who's been doing it since 1958. This guy's amazing. With Pro Circle Golf Center in Spring Grove, Illinois. We go back about the history of custom club fitting and his dad, and it's going to be quite enlightening. I look forward to a nice conversation with Gary Shastal because we've always had some great ones in the past, me and Gary, so you'll meet him for the first time. Matt, really good guy. But hey, here we go, PGA Show 2026. I can't wait to go back. It's January 21st to the 23rd. At the Orange County Convention Center. They're expecting 1,000 brands, okay?
Hey, the number's up to, Steve, the number's almost up to 1,200.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Almost up to 1,200 on my latest watch. I'm on my watch. They're up to that number. I wanted to say, I thought, Steve, going into Orlando, I thought we'd see you in a swimsuit here today,
Oh, I can't wait.
Coming on in, some warmer weather.
Yep.
We're hyped. Let's preview it some. As you mentioned, this is my first time going down. Will you tell us this, Steve? When was the last time how long has it been since you've been down there? And about how many times have you attended?
I've been there probably 5 or 6 times in my life. The last time, though, it was a good 15 years ago. Okay. I was working for Yamaha Golf Cars. And I think maybe one time when I was working at Kemper Lakes, but I remember I had that Bulls job that I had to do 100 Bulls games a year as the pregame, halftime, postgame show on TV and radio. So, and I only missed 2 games all of my life when my parents died. First my mom and then my dad. So I missed 2 Bulls games really in 24 years. And so I could never go down to the show, because it always mixed in with the Bulls season. But so I haven't been for many, many years, but I can't wait to go down again. I know it's changed a lot, and yet still, when I see pictures, when I watch on Golf Channel, I always watch those shows during the PGA show, and it looks a lot the same, only 1,200 brands. How are we going to cover it all in a couple days?
We've got a game plan. We started doing that some, but we've got to be intentional, right? We have to know what we're looking to do, and I think today's conversation, what's going to be beautiful about this is going to be part of our game planning, and kind of setting the stage for what we want to do with our time. Here's what we want to do, Steve. Let's go every other in terms of what we're looking forward to most, you and
Okay.
I. Couple things each, and then let's also share at the end a few vendors, exhibitors that we're looking forward to getting a little time with, meeting, checking out some product, having a conversation with. Why don't you tee it off in terms of one thing you're most looking forward to with the show?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all the new stuff out for 2026. I'm looking to see who's there and who's not there. PXG, for the first time ever, is going to have a huge display, which is something I just learned
That
about
surprises
in the
me.
last 24
Yeah.
hours. I heard from one of their guys, say, who's going to the PGA show? PXG for the first time. And I think they have a really neat driver. I think they've had trouble developing a driver. They've always been kind of an iron company. And I think PXG finally has a driver they really, really love. It really, really looks cool. I can't wait to see it in person. I've not seen it yet up close. But so I think they're going to be debuting that and really put some money towards their so-called booth. It's going to be a huge operation. I expect a lot of square footage in their display booth. And so
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what PXG has. But also, Matt, there's so many of these so-called little guys, right? People that are having devices, swing, training, right?
All the things,
software, all this stuff. I encourage them to stay in golf. I hope they're all successful, but it's a tough shot. It really is. I mean, it's going to be. Think about competing. You're trying to get people at your booth to show you the latest swing training device, right? There's going to be a lot of those, and I pull for all of them, but. It's not an easy business.
No, it's not. It's not. It's so much of it is how you market it. You got to be at an event like this, and it's the follow up and what goes on past that. Let me share one thing I'm looking forward to here.
Yep.
It's local friends of all things. Some folks that are going down to get to spend some time with some Chicago folks away from home base here. Couple in particular. We've got Mount Prospect, got a buddy Adam from MPGC heading down, so spending time with Adam. Our guy Woj Golf
Okay.
is gonna be heading down. Rati, so
We
that'll
had
be fun.
on our podcast here.
That'll be fun. Noel Duckworth, buddy of mine, he's gonna be down. Brian Hilko, and then there's a handful that I'm not even naming here, but I'm genuinely excited to be at a. I mean, come on, I'm pumped. I couldn't be more excited, and I'm excited to spend some time with some local friends at this convention. My first time, and I know a first time for some of them as well. So that'll be fun, moseying the convention and getting to some events and having a good time.
Let me take us back. It's the 73rd year of the PGA show. It used to be called the PGA Merchandise Show. That's what it used to be called back when I knew it. And now it's just PGA show. They're actually going to have pickleball and tennis down there for the first time.
Looks like a huge racket presence.
Yeah, big racket present, really, for the first time. But you know how this all started 73 years ago?
I don't.
Okay, these were club reps meeting at a warm destination spot, and I don't know if it was Daytona or Orlando, somewhere in Florida, possibly Georgia, and guys out of their trunk. They used to all they say, hey, you know what, on Saturday morning, come at 9 a.m. We're going to be there from 9 to 3, and then we'll go get some drinks or something, but we're going to all pull up our cars, and open our trunks, and we're going to show the golf pros the latest golf equipment out of our trunks. All right, you represent Ram
I dig
or McGregor or Wilson, Spalding back in the day. And these were the reps that came from all parts of the country, and they invited the golf pros to come down, open up their trunks, go, hey, here's our new club for, whatever it was, 1950, right?
That's, imagine if that. I was completely unaware of that. Of course, the show knows that. I could see them taking that concept, not just with a food truck and all that, but that'd be fun to roll something back and let some of these exhibitors, kind of bring it back in time. Could you see that? I mean, everyone's going to be in the convention center,
of course,
but I just see an opportunity there. That's fun. Steve, will you tell us a second thing? Can you give us something else you're looking forward to at the show?
I'll give you a specific brand, Holderness and Bourne, okay? They've been around for 10 years, which I did not know. I did a little history on them. They had no employees for 3 years. This is an apparel brand that I really like, okay? Do I own any of their stuff yet? No, but I'm going to, okay? They made no money in their first 4 years. It was two guys that met at Yale Business School. Okay, they were studying business administration at Yale, and decided to come together, and they were golfers, and they said, we don't like the way that any of our clothes fit or look, and we're going to make something better. And you know how many guys there are out there? I hear every now and then from someone says, hey, a new apparel brand. Or I just got an email from somebody saying, hey, I like your podcast. I have a new apparel brand in the south suburbs. Come and look at it sometime, or if I can send you a piece, let me know what you think. And I go, okay, well, good luck. Yeah, I'll look at it. It's tough out there, right?
Yeah,
and that's why these guys said no employees for 3 years, didn't make money for their first 4 years, and now they just went to Scotland, and they found out they were at the old course in the golf shop in the window. Holderness and Bourne, because they make such beautiful. I know you're a fan too.
I've just got 2 items of theirs, so I've just beat you to the punch only by 2 items.
That's all right. But
absolutely, like, just highest, super high quality. I'm looking forward to actually seeing what they're up to, and what's so neat about being down there, we're gonna get firsthand. This could be tough though, Steve. I would imagine a brand like Holderness, their time's gonna be tough to.
I agree.
Tough to earn. Nonetheless, we'll have the time to walk through their booth.
Yeah, exactly.
Their
I want to
spot.
see what's new. I want to touch the fabric and see what they're doing. But I love this story, okay? Because this happens to a lot of guys, girls, men, women, the whole thing of trying to start a golf brand, an apparel company, okay? And it just never gets off the ground, all right? I mean, think about how these guys were they had no money backing to start with, and you got to come up with SKUs. And it took them, I think, they said 5 years to finally do a quarter zip. Right? They were doing golf shirts.
Right.
They got to find the right material, okay, and fabric, and who's going to make it for you, and then how many you're going to make. Right? You have to have sizes and small through extra large or 2XL. Right? And then you have to have SKUs of colors and patterns and everything.
Hey,
so
Steve,
it's amazing.
These guys went to Yale.
They did.
Come on.
That's funny because their
Come
story is they snuck in the back door to Yale, because I guess it's hard to get into Yale to be an undergrad, but it's a little easier. Supposedly what these guys said, if you're in business administration, you're going to get your master's. So that's what they did. I think they went to school somewhere else for their undergrad. But
I love how much you know. I mean, you do your homework. Steve always does his homework, but you've got it figured out with Holderness and Bourne. I didn't know you. Yeah, I didn't know you.
I saw them at some shop, and someone told me, "Oh, Steve, we got a new brand." And I remember I was somewhere, and I think I was at Golf Direct Now out in West Chicago, a store that I really like. You go past, you think it's a warehouse that they only do online. They do a great online presence, but they have the most beautiful golf shop.
It's a great shop.
It is,
yeah,
and it resembles any private club golf shop. And they have former private club professionals in there, and they only carry the top brands and the best material and fabrics.
Yeah, they do it well there.
Right, and they said, hey, come look at our Holderness. I go, Holderness and Bourne, what's that? They say, hey, it's brand new. I don't even know it's been out for 10 years, but this was like a year or two ago. And I can't believe I haven't bought a piece yet, but I got so much golf clothing. it, so that I'm picky about what I buy, and
I think the
if
look,
I need to spend the money to buy it.
the look will be right for you. It's not inexpensive.
Yep.
Right. But stuff seems to hold up. Here's something that's on my radar.
Yeah.
Thursday night. This is sad to have to
Party
share.
time.
Steve's he's hitting the road Thursday around dinner time.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
I've got to come back
Unless
for
I could
Friday.
talk him out of that.
I've been doing a lot of refereeing youth flag football, so I've got to be back for Friday. I think I'm doing 5 or 6 games Friday night, so I got to be back, but I'm enjoying that, so I made my commitment to do that. Don't want to break the commitment. Would I rather be in Orlando playing golf or attending every day of the PGA show, but I'm going to catch most of it.
Well, Thursday night, what you're missing is it's the Dustin Lynch show, country artist.
Yep.
Big name country artist. I've dabbled in country over the years. Seen a handful of shows. Haven't seen Dustin Lynch. His stuff is big right now.
Okay.
Big time country artist, and they're doing a Elijah Craig happy hour.
Okay.
Leading up to it, so that's on my radar that Thursday night, and that ties back into with some local friends and possibly making some new friends and just enjoying the music, and that's right on site. I got to ask you this. Years back when you've been at this show, were they doing concerts?
A little bit. I remember Nike might have hosted something, and it was a private entry type thing. If you're one of the media or one of our big buyers, we'll give you passes. And boy, it was a mad scramble to try to, hey, did you get a Nike pass for tonight's show, And they rented some sort of concert hall or did something. They brought on an artist, and it was pretty rare, But different companies started catching on. Maybe Callaway or Ping or somebody would do a big show like that. But I remember Nike was one of the first ones. By the way, International Network Golf, a media organization that you and I are both part of, has a nice little presence there for the media. They always do their awards ceremony on the Wednesday. Our Golf Scene TV show has won numerous awards with them, being the ING International Network Golf Show of the Year. And it's tough competition. You're dealing with media from New York and LA and all over the country, and some big Sports Illustrated writers have won awards with them, and some big podcast people and TV people. So it's a great organization. I've got in from the very start back in the early 90s when we first started the Golf Scene. It's a guy named Mike Jameson who started running this International Network of Golf. So I'm going to look forward to reuniting with some of those people, because they have a big contingent of media people that belong to this organization that are in Orlando, and go to their award ceremony again. And our show is up for an award again, so that'll be nice. Win or lose, it'd just be great to be a part of.
That's home base for them. How about this? Another brand exhibitor, Steve, or just something you're looking for?
Yeah, you know
give
what?
Us something else, because I got 2 more lined up.
Okay.
I got 2 or 3 for myself, but give us something
Well,
else.
I mentioned PXG, first time ever at the PGA show in Orlando, Holderness and Bourne. And you know what? The Tiger Woods line. Okay, we mentioned Tiger turning 50.
Sunday Red.
Sunday Red. Okay, and I saw this at PGA Tour Superstore, and I was just taken by, I think it's called the Osprey shoe. It's one of these off-course. You can wear it on course or off course, but I think anything Tiger puts his name on, like Michael Jordan, it's first class. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
Do you remember the Tiger line, the TW line with Nike?
Yeah.
I mean, I still have a lot of that, and it had the little silver logo in the TW, and
that took it up a notch, right?
Yes,
They were elevating it.
But everything, the fabric and all of that was so good and so well done. And I've seen that now with this new Tiger Woods line of apparel with TaylorMade, called the Sunday Red, and starts with shoes that I think are very, very well made. I want to get myself a pair because they look so good. They're solid. They're waterproof, the whole thing,
Yeah.
Just great for kind of Chicago winters. And I don't like to play without spikes when I play golf. I'll practice, obviously, without spikes. Rubber, but plastic spikes. But I'm looking forward to seeing the new line of apparel with Tiger Woods, if they're there. I hope they're there. But that's something that jumped out at me, saying, I want to see the new Tiger line, because everything I think he does is first class. And he, and it's funny because he's got like a vessel bag that's in this line, which I respect. Not TaylorMade.
I believe it was a partnership to put that one together.
Yeah. But I think there's a starter jacket that's a really cool varsity jacket. So I like that they stepped out of just TaylorMade, and TaylorMade partnered with these other brands, right? These other golf apparel manufacturers to match up with Tiger.
Yeah.
And Tiger says, you know what, I've always liked this jacket. Well, let's partner with Starter. Let's partner with Vessel. Vessel
it's
does,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
you
kind
just
of
draw
neat.
in more people in that way. Steve, we got to make sure that you've got a checked bag, and you got to pack light so you can get those shoes. We
Well, I'm not going to get them at the show. No, no.
I don't know.
Oh, you
Can
don't.
you?
No, you don't buy anything at the show.
What if they had something for you?
I
mean, you've been
don't
around,
expect
but it's been a few years.
Don't expect it.
I'm
there's
not.
I mean, there's
I'm not
30.
expecting it.
There's
but-
30,000 people at this show, right? And everything is just for display.
and it's for the. I understand it.
Yeah.
It's for the clubs to make their.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
to
Basically,
make
the
their
show
orders.
is it's the PGA pros, all right, from the private clubs, from the public clubs. They go down and they look and they and I think it's changed a lot because it used to be for this PGA show, hey, I'm going to take, give me, 100 of this or, 50 of this or, oh, that's your new Titleist golf ball. But now there's so many local reps that sell you that stuff.
Sure.
But and you know what? Everyone's already bought what they wanted to for the spring and summer season. So they're actually the PGA show might be showing everything for the fall.
And or just a more of a networking.
Yeah.
I thought they were all relying on you to come down, Steve,
And buy something?
with his wallet.
No.
Guys like you.
I don't
like
think
you
there's
in particular.
any transactions. Now, the small guys, okay, those that are
Doing
might
ball
be selling
markers and
the
accessories.
training aids or art or something. They might say, hey, if anyone's interested, if you want to purchase this, but very little, very few, if any, transactions of you actually
Okay.
being able to buy something,
Okay.
Except I heard on Friday when the show's about to close, if you're in that area and they don't want to take their stuff, ship it back, it's not a bad time to hang around and say, hey, I'll give you $50 for that. I'll give you $100 for that. I've never done that, but I've heard that some people have done pretty well.
And we'll report back, actually. We'll both be out. Well, I'll be leaving Friday morning.
Will you?
I'll be
Okay.
getting on the plane Friday morning.
Yep.
But I'd imagine
Maybe
a few,
next year I'll stay through.
I'll
and
report back.
you
I
know.
got some friends that will
Good.
be there for that time.
You never
and
know.
We'll update everyone here.
Yeah, is
if
there
that-
another brand that you looking forward to seeing?
There's two, and I'll just
Okay.
kind of put them both here together.
Yeah.
But definitely Jones Sports Company they go by. That's the
Yes.
bags.
Yes.
Yeah, that's whose carry bag. It's a stand bag, but the bag that I've used for the last few seasons. But beyond their golf bags, it's they call them their lifestyle bags. So duffel bags, backpacks, a variety of really high end, great look bags of all sort. They're doing accessories as well. But yeah, I haven't had the chance. They're out of Oregon. There's a guy, Max Carter, that's been running sales, essentially the head of sales with them. Someone I've connected with for years, but haven't had the chance to have any face-to-face time with. But just getting to see the brand and their setup. I've loved carrying the bag, what they're doing with their Trooper model in particular.
Okay.
And Rover. Those are their two main lines. They're just they're functional. The fabrics are great. I like their color lines. The one that I have had my eye on, if I don't need another bag.
You don't.
But
And your wife doesn't need to have you have another
there's
bag.
already a few. There are already a few, but I would love, and they make this espresso, this dark, like really rich, dark brown espresso bag
Nice.
that they put out. It's part of, they call it their Painted Hills collection.
Okay.
I dig it. It's
They
a
make
nice
leather
look.
at all, or is it all kind of a? When I think
Looks
of
like
Jones,
they've gone back to the original. They've reintroduced something. It might be faux leather or may not be a leather.
I'm thinking of a
Certainly looks
canvas almost.
Yeah.
Because I know Bettinardi has a backpack. They're big
That's
with
the
Jones.
canvas,
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of canvas.
The majority of their product is canvas.
Yep.
It looks like they put something out that they reintroduced that either is, as I was just saying, either is leather or
Mm-hmm.
looks it. But so Jones, and then the other one that I've now known of, Steve, for this brand for only a few months, and I was so happy to see just 2 nights ago when I was scrolling the exhibitor list and prepping for this show. I was really excited that there's a brand called Pure Cuts.
Okay.
They're out of Minnesota. They're making all what they call wood crafted, so wooden awards and signage
Okay.
for clubs. So if you're running an event as a, they've got a variety of things they're putting out, but if you're running an event rather than just a Sharpie board to show who's playing in the tournament,
Right.
they'll engrave a full on wood tournament bracket
Nice.
for that event.
That's
or
cool.
give out awards. But the one thing that I've seen of theirs, this was through Instagram, that really caught my eye just a few months ago. They're doing really detailed, fully engraved course maps.
Okay.
Just a really detailed, whether it's cedar, oak, just really high quality woods, and they're just engraving it in there beautifully. Something you could put in the office, or a shop may end up buying. It's a group of 4. I got their names here from their site. It's Dalton, Ryan, Chris, and Jill. 4 folks that run the brand out of Minnesota.
Yeah.
I just want to see that stuff in person, taking it from Instagram and the screen, and just seeing how neat their product looks. I'm a sucker for like a nice gift like that, and something done so well out of wood. Something I'll definitely make sure we go see, or at least I'll, run off to.
Absolutely. That's what's great about the show is you get to meet the owners. You get to meet the people that are running the companies, the salespeople or the creative people. And that's what's fun about a show like this. I'll throw another brand at you, one that I'm intrigued by. I believe it's Painter. Have you been familiar
sure.
with
Yeah,
Painter
yeah.
shoes?
Seen their shoes.
Everyone's raving about their shoes. I love my Adidas shoes, all right? I've always been a Nike FootJoy. I love the new Tiger Sunday Red brand. I don't have a lot of golf shoes, believe it or not. I don't. I like my 1 pair, my 2 pairs, but everyone's raving about Painter. I can't wait to see their brand. I'd rather run to a Painter right now than even one of the other big brands, shoe companies. I know what they're going to do, but everyone's raving about that, and I want to see what they have out and what makes them different, because people have really told me that they're making some really cool things.
This will be the year for Painter or Sunday Red for you with the shoes. So fun chance to look at it. Let's do this, Steve, in the sake of time and just moving things forward. We're going to give a shout to Katie in Human Interest.
Okay.
We'll then get into just a brief bit of fantasy golf talk.
Okay.
And then give some love to
a
few other sponsors. But we did want to say with Human Interest, Katie, we see you once again. We're always thankful for the sponsors we've had, and we're gonna give you a quick read here. Stop paying unexpected 401k transaction fees. Human Interest is leading the industry with transparent pricing and 0 transaction fees, saving plan participants millions every year. Offer a top-tier employee benefit without the hidden cost headaches of legacy providers. See the savings side by side. Request a complimentary benchmark report. Call Katie Francis, 708-745-1447, or email kathleen.francis@humaninterest.com. Good friend there. Katie, thank you again. Let's, Steve, I'm going to let you take the lead here on fantasy golf. I've just got a few things that I'll add today, but tell us what you're doing in fantasy golf and why you specifically, and I love it because I'm a player in it too, but what you wanted to share about fantasy golf.
Well, I'm not a huge fantasy sports guy, okay? I've never been in a fantasy football pool. I've never been in a fantasy baseball pool or basketball. I don't even know what they have, okay? I'm obviously fantasy football is the biggest thing, right? To me, it's just too time-consuming. My sons have been in it. My friends have been in it. I just don't have the time. I'm in confidence pools that are fun. Just pick the teams.
Yeah, pick your teams.
But to get into individual players and everything. But golf, I love, and I've been part of fantasy golf for many, many years. Again, the ING that I talked about a few minutes ago, the International Network of Golf, has their own thing. This is national media across the country. There's about 45 of us or so. So we pick one pro. You got to do it before the first tournament, okay? So right before the Sony Open now. It used to be obviously the Century Tournament of Champions, but they're not playing that this year at Kapalua. So you pick one guy for each event. Can't double up, okay? So you take Scotty Scheffler for the one you think he's going to win. It's all based by
them
money.
All at the start prior to the season, you have to make your picks.
Yes, for like
ahead of the
40-something tournaments,
Okay.
right? And so you try to pick one guy. Obviously, you pick one guy. You pick the majors. You think about who's going to pay out the most money. Usually, it's the Players Championship, right? They pay a really good dollar. U.S. Open does, and obviously the big money events are the $20 million events,
the signature events.
Yeah, signature events. But I love that. And I'm also part of a one that's about 330 players that I just got into a couple of years ago. That's guys all over the country. There's one guy in Wisconsin handles this. He's amazing. And you pay $50 to get in.
Okay.
And I didn't come close to winning, but and there's a lot of repeat guys every you take Scotty Scheffler. Well, there's 10 other guys that took Scotty for that week, so
When
it's
you
hard
have
to
that
compete.
many,
But these guys are really good at what they do. I think they really study it. I kind of study it throughout the year. I look at who plays that tournament, who plays best, what have they done the last couple of years. You could spend days researching this stuff, but it's fun for me, and it keeps you involved with every tournament. Round one, I'm looking for my player. How did Jordan Spieth do today, at the Colonial, because I selected him. Oh, he didn't make the cut. If you don't make the cut, you get zero. But whatever dollars they make, okay.
It's cumulative for the full season.
Yes.
That's
and you
that's
win
what
prizes.
you're looking for.
I mean, the ING, they pay top 10, so there's a good 1 in 4 chance of winning a prize because there's only like 40 of us. So
here's what I don't like about that format.
Yep.
And I'm guessing it's something that probably irritates you, making every pick prior to the season, injuries or a guy withdraws, or the season, like your thought process is going to change. That second one you mentioned is also make your elections prior to
Absolutely. Now, there is one caveat in the ING. You get one mulligan per year. So, like, one year I picked John Rahm, and he had to, because he was a live guy, but he couldn't play in that tournament. So you could pick another guy you haven't picked yet.
Your one mulligan.
One mulligan. So, and I didn't take Brooks Koepka because he was on the live tournament. So I replaced Rahm with Koepka, and I think it was the U.S. Open, and he finished like second, which was a huge. Actually, he won it.
Well played mulligan.
I take that back. If you win it, they make specs. Congratulations, Steve Cashel. He picked Brooks Koepka to win this tournament. He did, or 3 people picked Brooks Koepka. But the one year, I did my mulligan, and I picked Brooks instead of, I think, Rahm, and I won. But, it's tough because sometimes a player might be injured. Some guy moves to live. Some guy,
That was a little...
they decide not to play.
Out of left field.
Well, yeah.
The live,
right.
That season had to be...
What
on earth is going on?
But now you can be creative because you could take the live guys because you don't have to just take PGA Tour players.
No
I
kidding.
take the live guys to win the majors, even though they haven't done well since they joined live. And Brando Chambly will tell you that.
PGA schedule.
Yes,
otherwise,
PGA
it's
schedule.
A full,
Yep. But you can take anyone worldwide. So you look at rookies.
Yeah.
You look at the live guys. Because they're going to be playing there, and that saves you from taking other. Taking some of the good players. Like, where do you put Scheffler? Right. He's got a chance to win every tournament.
You got to pick that.
So, Is he going to be player in the Players Championship? Is he going to be player best of the U.S. Open at the PGA? Last year won, I think, the PGA. So
last year, Steve, with a group of friends, about 18 to 20 of us, we did something similar. It was cumulative dollars earned over the course of the season. Only difference was getting to make those selections leading up to the event.
Okay.
Rather than making all ahead of the season.
Yeah.
Which I enjoyed. Finished second, if my memory. I did not win, but I came close out of the 18 to 20.
But don't a lot of guys pick the same players?
Yeah, there were only 18, or like I said, there were only about 20 of us in there. So yes, there's some of that, but making a few unique selections or doing your homework or just trying to keep the course with everyone, yet find a wrinkle out there is fun. And last year in particular, that was my first year doing it in that format as well. Years leading up to that, I was doing a lot of building lineups through DraftKings and Pick'ems and all, and I still enjoy getting into that or making a few small bets on just some winners or top 10s or top 5s.
It's hard to bet on golf. It really is. It's so much easier picking between the Chicago Bulls and New York Knicks, who are playing on Thursday, right? Almost 50-50 chance, right? You pick a Jordan Spieth to try to win a tournament. Now it's going to be better odds, but he doesn't make the cut. You're zero if he doesn't make top 10. If he doesn't win it, I mean, obviously, and he's competing against 144 other players.
And that's the fun in it. For I'll speak for myself, but I'd imagine you'd feel the same. Make some smaller wagers, but track it. For me, on whether it's the PGA Tour app or mostly the PGA Tour app, just to click the star and favorite your guys,
right.
Those couple picks or just that one pick of the week, and keep even more engaged with the tournament and follow particular guys. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
What I like better is, will there be a hole-in-one in this event? You can bet on that, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because, it's not every tournament, but through 4 rounds and a lot of players, you might get that hole-in-one. So you get some good money if you can bet that there might be a hole-in-one or there will be a hole-in-one in one of those individual events.
It's going to be fun. You're as you mentioned before, we're not starting. It's coming up. This first event where we have just a couple weekends out. So our league's going to be firing up. Steve's going to be getting in. You got to make all your picks.
I know.
So
I'm
not envious. I'm not at all envious of that.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is.
I'm excited to introduce a few wrinkles into our process as well. But I like what we're doing. Before we get to Gary.
Yep.
Before we move on to Gary Shastal, we're gonna give our sponsors. We've been so thankful. We say this enough, but to make this happen, this show, to have this amazing space, it's taken a few sponsors, and beyond Katie and Human Interest, we're gonna thank today. And we've given time to them on the last handful of episodes, but Swing Loose Indoor Golf, Hoffman Estates, right? Thank you again for being involved. The Shack up in Glenview. Nick Larkin running an awesome spot, known for their whiskeys. That bar is incredible. Great space. Golf Factory and Indoor Golf Guys.
Brian Hilco.
Brian, our buddy, doing some
the old
some
Randhurst, the new Randhurst.
Excited to
Great
be there.
Place.
Yeah, I'm excited to be there. Love that spot. That's where I am a member at. Smart Golf and Fitness.
Oh, great place.
3 locations. It doesn't get more top of the line in terms of fitness and golf in one facility with a lounge that's got. You're a member there. What I'm saying is you really feel like a member when you're there.
Yes. First time I stepped in, I was blown away. We went to the one in Northbrook. It's the lead story on the Golf Scene TV show that's airing right now throughout January. Blown away by Smart Golf and Fitness.
Yep. Joe and Tommy and that whole team doing great stuff. JC, Specialized Performance Rehab.
JC Aikenhead.
Yeah, thoracic mobility. There you go, JC. I threw that out there, doing so much for the body, and that's so crucial. I mean, so crucial. Guys my age, really any age, on up to Steve's age, getting our bodies working the right way.
Well, and for the golf swing. You know, if you come out of a surgery or something, post-op, whatever it is, all right, he'll work with you on getting back into the gym, getting back swinging the golf club the way you used to pre-surgery or pre-injury. So JC Aikenhead does a wonderful job at Specialized.
Expert at that. And then Kishwaukee Brewing.
Yes.
Hey, Steve, will you grab the beer right in front?
Right here?
Quick?
Yep.
This is for Dan, Kara, and the whole crew out there. I can't forget the name today of their Imperial Stout that I was forgetful of last time. This is Great Horned. Awesome beer. Aged in both rye and regular bourbon barrels with Koval.
Nice.
So keeping it really local.
It's good stuff.
This is 9.9%. Steve, you still have not tapped into one of these, but that will change before long.
I agree.
So Kishwaukee, thank you. And then Human Interest, as we called out for Katie. And the final thing here, Pro Circle Pro Circle Golf Center.
Yes.
And we're about to get into a lovely conversation with Gary Shastal.
Can't wait to talk to Gary. He's been doing it since the late 50s, and we'll talk about his history and his custom club fitting, the way he sees the world today in golf, and what he's excited about with the new line of clubs and golf balls and different equipment offerings here in 2026. Time to bring on our guest for this edition of our Kash and Matty Talkin Golf podcast. And with us is Gary Shastal. Gary started Pro Circle Golf Center, well, his dad did, in 1958. Gary, welcome to the show. And that goes back a long ways. So tell us a little bit about the history. You guys are in Spring Grove, Illinois, right?
Yeah. We started in our house first in 58. We moved into Fox Lake in the 60s. My dad had a little shop, and then we moved into Spring Grove in 1978 and started to develop the facility. So that's
what do you
where we're
have
at
out
today.
there? Yeah, what do you have? Explain for people who've never been there.
Well, I just did a Google Maps. We have a 22-acre driving range.
Wow.
Yeah, I just found that out yesterday for the first time.
A big space.
You didn't know how much you owned.
Yeah, land baron. And then we have a pro shop that's about 6,000 square feet on the other side, where we do club sales, we do fittings, lessons, and that's about it. Our range is open year-round. We have an outside building where you can hit balls. They're probably out there today hitting golf balls, so just
Hey, Gary.
around the clock.
Gary, that outside space, some heaters helping the golfers
Solar
out?
heaters, yeah, we were the first with solar heaters in the industry. It's clear glass on the back of the shed, and it faces to the north, so the sun warms it up quite nicely. So
Come on.
we were way ahead of our time.
I'll bet you were in a number of things, right? I mean, as far as being the first, take me back. Do you have any, we were the first to do this or that? I mean,
Well, we were the first really getting into club fitting
yeah, I was going to say
many years ago, late 70s. So we started. My dad was a club fitter, or club maker, I should say, with Ram. Remember the Ram
the
Corporation?
Hansberger
yeah.
Group.
Gary Hansberger, and then we go back to Rosasco Brothers with Northwestern.
Yeah.
So he started there, and he was an old Marine that didn't know what to do. He was bouncing around jobs and trying to find things, and somehow, I don't know how it happened, but he fell into golf. And he was a guy that would gamble a lot, let's just put it that way. And one day at the Lions Club, they said to him, he kept saying how he was going to build a driving range. He's going to build this big golf facility. So after a few beers, and they said, all right, Claire, why don't you just shut up and do something? So he got going, and that's how we got started. He mortgaged his house to buy the land. I mean, he's in his 50s.
Wow.
That was a risk taker.
Yeah.
So he gets the land, and then he uses the land to build the first building. And we started out there literally cutting the grass by hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gary, what year or at what age did you
I came
get
aboard.
involved? Yeah.
I was probably like 12, 13.
Come on.
But we were 16, 17. I was working at Countryside. That's where I met Jim Saab and a lot of the PGA guys. I was working at the golf course and then helping him out in the afternoon.
Which golf course again?
I was at Countryside.
Yeah.
I started at
Mundelein?
Country. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to really go back in time, my first job, I was working at Chapel Hill Golf Course, setting sprinklers when I was 10.
Really?
Yeah, they would drop us off, and we set the sprinklers. And the biggest thing, I think we got 50 cents an hour. But between the nines, there was three of us. We'd go in, and the superintendent there, his name was Jimmy Dean, and he was from Tennessee. It was just wild, right?
James Dean.
James Dean, and his wife would make this apple pie to kill for, and scoop of ice cream. That was like, you couldn't stop us from going to work.
Yeah.
And we wanted
That was
to
the
have that
treat at
apple
the
pie.
end.
Yeah, so that's why I got kind of started then, started playing golf then, and then just moved in to help my dad out. And we used to hand pick the golf balls at the beginning with those little shag bag things.
Sure.
Wash the golf balls in a clothing washer, whatever, laundry. Come on, help me out here. Whatever.
Washing machine?
Washing machine.
Did you
An
really?
old-time
The
washing
golf
machine.
balls bouncing
Wow.
around.
No, you fill them up, you put some water, and they just agitate, right?
Okay.
And we scoop them out.
That's
And this
great.
is how we started. We didn't have a ball picker or any type of like lawnmowers and stuff for about a year or two.
What year?
So-
Well,
1978 is about when we started that.
how far back did the range extend, if you can remember?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just fun to chat
Two-
through. How far back was it then?
250 yards, maybe. And, with wooden clubs and golf balls, you're pretty hard-pressed to see a ball back there.
Is that right?
At 250, yeah.
Wow.
So we extended it out a little bit. So right now the range is just under 300 yards. But we had put up a fence. But ice and stuff just destroys it. And we're built right next to a wetlands, so it's hard to keep anything up in there. So we've been using Zrixon range balls, which is a little flight restricted ball, to keep the balls in play.
Yeah.
About the
And then
only
we
way to,
built the range in a circle now. So it used to just head to the north, but then we cleared the land on the side. Now the range goes back to the west. So we have an acre, probably an acre and a half of grass tee, and probably 30 mats down the middle, concrete shed. You can look at it on the website
the full
or Google
practice
us.
area. I've seen the full practice area, but I have to say this: if you're at 290 yards, I don't know if you could keep. Might be dangerous having Cash.
Oh yeah,
property
well
at
the only thing
290, Steve.
the thing we have,
Two swings.
yeah, well the wind usually blows in from the north, and so
Is
it
that gonna
really
hold
does
Steve-
cut down
Is
the
that going to
distance.
hold him back?
Yeah, it holds them back a little bit. But yeah, no, there's kids that hit the ball so far today.
Absolutely.
We get them in the grass range, and then the hitting left, they got to hit it like 4 miles to get it. We got 30 acres there, so it's got a
It's got to stretch.
long way to get it out of the range.
Again, visiting with Gary Shastal, Pro Circle Golf Center, located on Route 12, Spring Grove, Illinois. You go past Kemper Lakes and past Windstone, and
Yeah.
there's your place on the right side. Tell me, let's talk a little bit, if we can, with your expertise and experience about custom club fitting, the importance of it, because you've been doing it for so long, and no longer are people, well, they still do. They'll buy them online, or they'll buy them off a rack at one of the big box stores. Oh, I like that look at set of irons. That's that the way it looks or whatever. But talk about really what you've learned about the importance of it.
Well, it's very important if you understand kind of what a golf club does on a golf swing, how it bends and comes around you, and how it'll toe down. And if you've got the wrong equipment, let's say you're 6'2" and you're playing standard clubs, so you're bending way too much from your waist over. You're pitched forward on your toes. You're out of balance. So now you're going to create a swing that's just in the front plane. You're not going to be able to use your body properly, but you're big and strong, and you can still hit it far enough, right? And you're happy with it. But then when you get set up in the right equipment, then you can develop to your full potential as a golfer. If you're not, it's really you just enjoy it. Have some beers, laughs, but if you want to get, I just think it's a disservice, even if you're just screwing around not to get fit. If you come to us, we don't charge you anything extra for that. I'll do a fitting for a fee, but if you're buying the clubs, then I waive the fitting.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to make sure you've got the right equipment. So I have been using the Mizuno Shaft Optimizer probably for 15, 17 years.
And
it'll
that?
tell you how the bend of the club is, and it'll suggest different shafts that you can use. It goes through the lie angle, and it also goes through the length. So you just type in a few things like, what's your height, what's your knuckles to the floor, and then it's using a system inside the shaft to measure the bend and how the club is working. So as a club fitter, and if you talk to club fitters, you have your static fit and dynamic fit. Static is just going in, standing up, measuring a person, fingers to floor, what your height is. And they'll say, Steve, how far do you hit the ball? I hit it about, Steve, you need a stiff shaft, and blah, blah, blah. So back in the day when I first started, there was like 3 companies. There was Wilson, Spalding, and McGregor.
Yeah.
And Titleist was just a ball company. None of it tailor-made. Matter of fact, I know, and I used to watch Gary Adams play at McHenry Country Club for
Is
the
that
club
right?
championship as a kid. Later he becomes TaylorMade Golf Company, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not fit properly, it's just hard as a teacher to get you to move properly. If you're not centered over your feet properly and you're not standing up, and it's just very difficult. You're going to play with a compensation the whole time.
Gary, what have you noticed? Has resistance to fits, just your everyday consumer, someone walks in, is there a resistance to getting fit that you feel for any reason?
No, I don't ever have a resistance to getting fit. It's just they're just sucked into the who's ever selling clubs on TV. They just come in, and their wife might say, "Well, I want to get my husband this driver because I know it's good," or that.
Seen a commercial.
Yeah, they're seeing a
this or
commercial,
that.
and so. But no, I never have resistance. It takes time. It takes 3 hours to do a proper fitting on a whole set. So, Cash, if you came in, maybe you're going to hit, I don't know, maybe 150 shots for irons.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to show the real Cash driver next? Or you're going to have to probably come back.
That's right.
Right?
To feel that you're ready to go. And
yeah, I mean, you're going to be worn out, right? You're just going to be physically worn out, and, it's better to set it up like in 2 separate times, especially right now at this time of the year. All the new stuff's coming out.
Right.
And I've seen all of it, and I can say it is better than last year's.
Okay.
Why is that?
Just the performance. So I've seen
every year it's better though, right?
No. We got to look at. I don't want to mention companies, but
that's okay.
Last year there was quite a few duds. So if you came to me and I could have sold you that dud at $100 less because you want to get the deal, you want to get a little cheaper, I really can't do that, knowing that the next year is going to be a lot better. Then you're going to come back and say, "Hey, Gary, you sold me this. This is so much better. Why didn't you wait?" So.
Well, why are you saying that about?
Honest.
Why are you saying that about this year? Why? You said okay, and I agree. I mean, I think golf club manufacturers every 6-9 months to a year have to come out. They feel like they have to come out with a new driver or a new set of irons for marketing and sales, and the whole thing. But what? How do you?
Well,
decide?
let's take a look at the TaylorMade's new line coming out there.
Okay,
they know the 35 that they had was an increase in business, but not a good tour presence. So the tour pros, and it was no secret, they weren't using their drivers, right, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So they came out with they said, listen, we're a metalwood company. Our guys are going to play our metalwoods, right? So they really went to town and built this new one. It's going to be a very good driver. Now, with that said, now the other ones have to step their game up, right?
Right.
Gary, that's the 40. You're talking about the
There's going to be a story for that. You're going to see how they're going to fit the shaft to how you bend the golf club.
Okay.
So depending on where your release is, and they're going to talk about it in 3 different positions of the golf swing. So if you're releasing back here, it'll be shaft A. If you release here, shaft B. And if you're holding on to it a little longer, it'll be shaft C. I don't know if that'll be the ABC, how it's going to work. But it's the first time a manufacturer saying, okay, here, we know everybody's different. So we're going to take and do the fitting process. Of course, then they're selling the shaft with it. The Mitsubishi is making their shaft. So, but I thought, man, that's from a fitting standpoint. Man, that's brilliant.
That's great.
And then we go into weights of them, right? So I mean, you could be a regular 50, you could be a regular 60,
right?
You could be a regular 40 gram. So I used to have to do that myself. And I'm looking and we just test, and that's why it takes so long. So you might be a regular 50, but we're seeing a little sporadic ball flight, so we get it up to a 60. Now, does the company offer a 60 in a regular, right? Now, are you willing to pay extra for me to go out, now I'm true spec, right? Or now I'm like,
right.
Now I'm like, now I have to go buy you a shaft. Now your club's $1,000, right?
Yeah.
So then you try to find, maybe another company or another shaft that's very similar to that, without the customer having unless they don't care, then I will.
Gary, can we pick your brain 2 specific types of clubs? This is something we've talked about on a few other shows, but just and briefly, we'll keep it brief. But zero torque putters and mini drivers. We've talked about them on recent shows.
Sure.
I want to hear what you've seen in just a few minutes.
I am a big fan of zero torque putters, but I'm also a big fan of some type of laser guidance system as you get older on your putter, to where you can line it up and turn it off. Because I think the biggest problem people have as they age, they just don't see the line well. So they get in there, got putt, and this guy stands up. Where the hell was I aiming? You were 3 inches to the left. No way, right? So your stroke becomes
hard to accept responsibility sometimes on that. Sure.
Yeah. So you're aiming left, so now all of a sudden your stroke is inside out, right? So now you're pushing it to the right. So I said, now if the USGA would say, okay, this is a handicap situation, we'll let Gary Shastal first try and test it. We'll put a laser on his putter and then gets it lined up, turns it off. But a younger kid, he can do that because his vision's better, right? So I'm handicapped, right? I should be. Well, that's just been a big argument of mine.
Good point.
But the zero torque putters for me were good because there wasn't a lot of face rotation back and forth.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of straight back and through. I was playing golf at Pine Meadows in the Super Seniors event, and I had Terry Russell watching me. Terry goes, God, that face does not open at all. And I was like, really?
It's good to hear from another guy.
Sure looks like I'm swinging it up, but not. So I do like the zero torque putters. And if you go back, and I remember as a kid, we always played those center shafted bullseyes.
Yep.
Which is zero torque, right? We take them back and forth, and boy, I could putt like a maniac. But then someday somebody told me those were no good, so you had to go to a mallet putter,
Of
this
course.
and that, right? And I went to hell as a putter. But the zero torques are really good. And the mini drivers are great for somebody that wants, well, first of all, high club head speed player, boom, hitting it like a 3-wood off the fairway, right?
For control, are you thinking control?
Well, distance. If you can hit that mini driver, you'll probably hit 10, 15 yards further than your 3-wood. But that's not for everybody. Now, for off a tee shot, ladies or guys that want to hit it a little straighter, they're a little shorter. So when we started playing golf, 43.5 was the driver. Wooden shaft, or wooden,
Yes.
not wooden shafts. I'm not that old, but steel shafts, wooden heads.
Yep.
And the ball, you didn't really have a lot of craziness, right? But everybody wanted to go farther. So the shafts became longer. I think the tour average driver shaft might be 44.
Yeah.
But I'm selling 45.5 to the consumer.
45 and a half?
That's
Yeah,
standard,
45 and a
isn't
quarter.
it?
Yeah,
That's
sometimes a little
standard.
longer. TaylorMade made those, I think they're called Aero Speeds at one time. They were like 46, almost 46 inches long. So you get that extra thing whipping around.
Is that good for the amateur player?
No.
I don't think
no.
so.
You know what it's
Balls
good
would-
for? That one drive, Steve, you come back to play for because you hit it so far.
Exactly.
That shot on
Once
60.
around?
Yeah, once in a round. But for consistency, no.
I like the idea of a shorter shaft driver. I wish I could chop mine down. I mean, I feel like I
You
can
could.
control it and maybe shorten my backswing. I mean, I'm always tinkering with the swing. and
Just
I've never
order a
liked my
shaft
swing.
short. Well,
And
then
it's
the weight
okay?
of the head is off.
What are we
a little
losing?
bit.
Anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Okay.
it's all based on your speed, right? If
It's
you're
all about
looking-
speed these days.
Well, you
isn't
get,
it?
what is it,
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
yards to a mile? So if you get 3 more miles an hour on your driver, hit
Yep.
it 9 yards farther.
Nice.
And that could be, in certain golf courses, that could roll out 20 yards. Mm-hmm. Right?
That's
I think
good
as you
stuff.
get older, Steve,
Yeah.
and I know you're not there, Cash, you're not even close to it. When you develop your swing and it's really consistent, then you're going, I wish I could hit that 7-iron a little farther.
Steve's new to the game. He's just
Oh,
getting started.
man. I'm getting too old now. No, I feel like my swing is a lot better, but I'm losing distance. I'm having a lot of fun from 6,000 yards. 6,200 max. And my buddies I play with are having more fun.
Well, you sure?
I
You
mean,
get to use
we used
all
to
the
play
clubs.
65, 66, and now we're hitting hybrids into greens. It's no fun. I want to hit 7, 8, 9 wedge.
Well,
so much more fun.
Being in the Illinois PGA, and I play in all our stroke events, and they mix us up, sometimes, and then you get to play with the younger players, and they're just bombing it.
I know.
It's just you're out there, you just laugh.
Yep.
Just see it go off. It's a little speck in the sky.
Yeah.
Right.
Adios.
Your ball, you
Yeah.
can read the logo on it as it's going.
That's great.
I want to, Gary, tell just briefly. I know we've mentioned where you're at, but best way for folks to get in touch with you.
It's very easy. We're just on U.S. Highway 12.
Yep.
It's we've been there for, God, I don't know, a long time. But
How about your website and a phone number?
yeah,
here?
Pro Circle Golf Center should get you to our website.
Yeah.
And then 815-675-2747.
Yeah. Love that.
That'll
and
get
you're
that.
there, and you can take lessons or get custom club fitted indoors
Right.
and outdoors.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the season, or if you want to go outside and
You go outside and, you can even stop by and say, I want to try the Mizuno iron, Titleist iron, so and such. And then, we can do kind of a generic, like, how far do you hit it? We'll give you, like, the shaft, and then go out into the grass and hit it, because that's us. The interaction of the club and into the turf is different than if you're on a mat.
true.
Sure.
And then you get the feel for that.
Let me tell you something, Matt. I've been doing our golf scene show a long time. We just started this podcast, end of last year. I've never heard a custom club fitter say it could take up to 3 hours to be properly fit. That's amazing to me. That's really, you're the first one, Gary, ever to
Really?
say, I mean, I'm thinking, okay, maybe an hour, right? You're going to hit a lot of balls, but for you to say to really do it right, maybe come back twice, because you're going to get worn out in 3 hours hitting balls.
It's fair.
But
Absolutely.
I love that. You're the first one. That's what really is remarkable, to do it right.
That is the right way to do it. If you're
Isn't
going
that
to keep
great? Have you ever
clubs
heard
for
that?
how long, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Why race through it?
one, I haven't had as many conversations with someone like Gary as you, but I completely understand it, to get the data right, to have enough data to read off of, and to make sure the one swinging can feel optimal, right? It might take a few days. So no, I respect that approach.
Good
entirely.
stuff.
Well, you know what I find out, Cash, so a lot of times, Steve, that someone will be on a borderline between flex of shafts, right?
Yep.
So we'll hit so many with the stiff, and then we'll throw in a few different weights of stiffness in there, then give them the regular. And then I think I heard this from you. They have the aha moment. They go, wow,
Right.
this is it.
Yep.
And then you can see, the data right there. And then, again, when you're hitting ball after ball after ball, you get a rhythm.
Yep.
Golf course, you get one swing.
Yeah.
Unless, sometime you might drop another one. But
We all do. No, but I when I'm custom fit, I don't like knowing what I used to be, okay, give me, what am I hitting now? What am I hitting now? And it gets in my mind. Just give me what you think I should hit. I don't want to know what gram. I don't want to know what flex.
well, you'll feel it, though.
Yeah, well, all right.
You will either like it or say,
Yeah.
it's too hard for me. And you guys being golfers will know that you'll know a sense of where the club is back in front of your body.
get that
If it's,
sensation.
if you're hitting it too soft with a club and you're hitting way behind the ball all the time,
Yeah.
right? Or if it's too stiff and you're like, I can't get the club through, I got to
Yep.
muscle it too much, then there'll be the one that just feels like it's just releasing for you.
Right.
I don't mind being told this is the one for you, Steve. Really, when they say that, man.
Take
I
your
mean, it
swings
just
and
you
let
know.
the,
Yeah. I don't want to know and think I got to hit a stiff. I got to hit a regular. There's so many different
Right.
shafts and tips and the whole thing. So, Gary, great stuff.
And
Again,
I'm glad they've made it that complicated. Steve, 'cause
yeah,
it makes me
it
seem
is.
very smart.
It is complicated. So get custom fit, people. From putter to driver to irons to wedges. I believe in all of it. You believe in getting custom fit.
Oh,
we got to let you go. But
absolutely.
how about the ball?
Oh, that also.
Yeah.
You're going to see some new golf balls coming out this year that I think are going to be pretty exciting for people.
Good.
And there'll be a story behind them. So every one of the companies has their little story. But they're going to be very good. They're going to be better than last year's.
Love it.
It's exciting. Stuff
Gary
to look forward to.
Shastal, Pro Circle Golf Center, Spring Grove, Illinois. Good stuff, Gary. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me in.
Appreciate it.
Why don't we wrap up?
Yep. Well, many thanks to Gary Shastal for joining us. Our crew, led by Laird Crawford in the Laird Studio and Laird's Pub here in Park Ridge, Illinois. Will Ojeda is our main producer and camera person. Chris Pruno also does a wonderful job with our podcasts. On behalf of Matt Smith, I'm Steve Cashel. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And this has been the Cash and Matty Talkin' Golf Podcast. See you next time.